Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief, AP Gaines. I'm joined by my boyfriend, It's Just Ian, and we're going to talk about the death of free-to-play. Obviously, you guys have all seen the road ahead from yesterday. It's the same day for us because, you know, I can't record videos with Ian at 6 in the morning because we need our beauty sleep. As you can see, we're both not necessarily very high on the scale of attractiveness, but we make do with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos. That's how we keep our ego afloat. Ian, I know it's not going to affect you that much because you're a late game player. You got GLs, you got good theory crafting. I'd say you're probably top 2 theory crafter in the game, rivaled only by me, of course.
Okay, I'll take that. That's pretty high on the list, man.
But GLs have been buffed. I don't know if you heard. Some good characters have been nerfed. I don't know if you heard. The free-to-play experience took a big today, and we're going to talk about it. So let's just scroll down. We'll cover a couple basic things in case you're the one person who hasn't seen the kit. We're going to spend about 60 seconds, I guess, going through this. New ship, totally fine with that. I've wanted a shakeup in the fleet meta. It will screw over free-to-play players if it is better than Negotiator and Malevolence, because a lot of you guys are in fleets and you were, you know, precise, efficient. You got your Negotiator 5 stars. You're climbing up to top 5 every day. You're getting good crystals. There are some whales in your account. They probably currently had the like 500, 600K Empire team that all of you like 1 million free-to-play players always see at the top that you just, you know, kind of skirt around on your way to first place every day. But now the squad of the fleet arena is going to be all of these. Ian, it might not be the end of the world for you because, like you said on your video, I'll link that in the description. You're going for this guy, but how do you think this is going to affect all of us free-to-play guys who don't have these crazy GL capital ships?
I know. All right, so this is the big thing about this all right now is we don't know the kit. If the kit comes out and it's just like
so
crazy,
scared.
then that would be a very big concern for those people out there. I would be shaking in my boots. I would be shaking my boots even if I was like a 9 million GP player and I was still not going to be able to get this guy. It just depends on what the kit looks like. Right now, if it already has Bounty Hunter synergy with breaches or whatever it is, and knowing how these guys are now currently with the Razor Crest, and this new fleet is going to tie in very directly with the Bounty Hunters, I would put some money down that these guys are going to be very, very pristine, very good for both offense and defense. That's just my 2 cents there. But it's hard to say, like, should you be worried right now? We just don't know the kit, right? I'm just assuming that's going to be really good because of how they are right now. And if we get more synergy with Bounty Hunters down the line with this new capital ship, I mean, gosh, that's going to be pretty insane, guys. So we'll just have to wait and see, pretty much is my 2 cents there.
Moral of the story, if you guys are free-to-play players, of course, I'm the king of free-to-play. Early game stuff, you guys come to me, you know you love me. Just spend $50,000 on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and all your troubles will be swiftly brushed away. Let's go down Maul. Yeah. No problems with Maul. Free-to-play, it's fine. We can get it slowly and normal, a little bit faster and hard. There's some free-to-play players who are late game. There's free-to-play players early game. Maul, I'm excited. I was kind of hoping he'd be the GL. Totally fine with this. We're not going to cover Lord Vader much in this. We talked about it on your video. Yeah. Basically, you got to spend a lot of money because it requires currently 3 Relic 5s on marquee characters.
Only 3. It could be
only
5.
3. I mean, it could be all of them. It requires Relic 8s, which are hard to get. Relic 8 gas. A lot of people aren't going to have gas super early. Relic 8 Padme. I mean, Padme is not a character who necessarily gets super, super great with Relic 6, 7, and 8. But we're going to have to Relic her anyway. And I wish they subbed out these 3, Hunter, Tech, and Wrecker for the 3 Tuscans. But at least we got 1 Tuscan meme in there.
Dude, honestly, would rather have had that than these 3 Bad Batch. Is that funny to say? I don't know. Maybe that's wrong to say.
I think it would have been great. I mean, I talked about this on your video. We want a full 5 Tuscans. We want a full 5 Gungans. Give it to us, Capital Games. I will see you in Sacramento in, I don't know what day of the week it is. But next weekend, I will see you. I will be there, Capital Games.
Okay, question. Do you think people would spend more money if we got like a new Tuscan faction or like just like a big revamp over these Bad Batch right now?
Heck yeah. Over Bad Batch? Tuscans over Bad Batch. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They're accelerated rate. Anyone can get them. They're freaking awesome. Can you imagine the memes? I mean, people are starving for fun in this game. I feel like you can only have fun if you spend money. If they give us an avenue for fun, We will take it. But that's a big thing. You actually segued into this perfectly. Why do we need to nerf characters? Vader, Luke, Gas. Why can't we just buff other characters? Okay, let's get into this. You got the data. You got the hard facts. Talk about your just raw reaction to Galactic Legends becoming raid bosses.
So there's a couple different points. Basically, rip every single non-GL counter to a GL. It's now going from here on out. Whenever this is now going to go live, it's going to be GL on GL. All right, not much theory crafting. I mean, maybe within those GL teams and counters there are, but as to the extent of non-GLs, those are all cut. Just say goodbye, pretty much. But that's not to say that these now big characters that are able to counter the GLs currently, they're going to be going to waste, or not quite, but they do lose a lot of those big viability points as to why you want to get more relics with them down the line, because now they can still do a lot of stuff, but not as much as they can in the past. So like, for instance, if you go into this and reading a little bit of this, Vader's Culling Blade reduced damage multiplier on all tiers by 40%. So pretty much just said goodbye to one-shotting Array, the GL Array with the Culling Blade with all his debuffs. Not going to happen anymore. Now going over to Gas, he is going to be going straight into the 501st like how he was originally. It says remove ignores defense on both abilities. Literally everything about these things are just ignoring and rather removing the ignore defense thing. So just everything here is just not going to work with GL counters anymore. But for Gas, it's kind of nice because with his leadership, you get some more increased protection recovery, which is very nice. I feel like that could be a pretty good defense for GAC, maybe even for offenses. So some good things there with Gas. Then you got Jake Hale, which I feel like is the biggest kick in the nuts, because his nicest things here are what it was with his Jedi's Will. Like it says here on his what is it called? Star Wars Advances, his first special, when he like pokes somebody or whatever. It says on his Jedi's Will now it removes all of the ignoring defense things. So just like with the Gas and even with Vader, it is just so funny how bad I think this Luke will be now. If he can't do anything with ignore defense and like how his damage is actually supposed to be, then I feel like it is not a worthy character to farm up anymore. I think that's kind of a sad thing, because he is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and if you can't accomplish some very simple things, then what the heck is the point? Because if you're going to be using him, I guess just for this Luke, I think of him with the Master Luke, and that is such a strong duo. And if he can't do that anymore, and if he can't even like in the JKR counters to a Kylo, he can't kill anything really, then what the heck is the point of this character anymore? He is not good. I don't use him for his stun. I use him for his big freaking damage, dude, and I'm not sure he's going to even be able to do that anymore. So that's a big thing. And then the last one here it shows is Watts Hambor. There was just 4, right? And the Watts Hambor, it says it removed the on the weapon tech, the ignoring defense. So literally everything here, just very simple terms. The defense is now all when you can ignore it, it's now not there. You can it's just all pretty much kaput. You can't do that. So these guys that are supposed to be the GL killers and slayers, not anymore, and they are now forcing us to get GLs to kill GLs. So it's just a big blow. I don't know how this is going to affect a lot of these people, because we haven't really seen it, but I guess for those people who are lower tier, I mean, I'm sure you're a bit lower GP, but I'm thinking people who are like maybe just 1 million that have a GL, like a Kylo, they set that guy on defense in GAC. No way that the guy they're fighting that has no GL would be able to beat them, right? There's no way.
The one good caveat is, and I'm going to upload 2 videos today, one video really early in the morning. A lot of people are asking me about my farming guide. Has it changed? Not really. I updated it a little bit, made it easy to follow, made it professional and stuff like that. The good thing is, if you follow the AP Games Approved Farming Guide, we're going to have more teams than the guys at our same GP level who go for Galactic Legends. So we're just going to place same old defense. They're not going to be able to beat our defense. We'll go around their Galactic Legends. They're clearing 0 zones. We're clearing the zone there's no Galactic Legend in and the one behind it. GAC is going to be boring until you have a bunch of GLs. Full clears are basically dead at this point unless you have GLs to counter GLs. Is it annoying that you're not going to be like top 50, number 1 in your division? Yes. Are you going to be able to lose to a GL? No. People who go 1 GL early, easiest accounts to beat in terms of just getting more banners. But it does suck. I mean, I'm going to be live streaming. If I go against a guy with 2 GLs at like 4 million GP and I have 1, I'll beat him easily. Or even if he has 2 GLs and I have none, I'll beat him easily, no problem. We're good. But I'm not going to clear any zones. And I don't want to live stream 4 battles and then just like, all right, guys, I won.
So boring.
Guys,
so
I
boring.
won. I won, but we had 4 battles. It was 10 minutes. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Those are not going to be fun.
Do you think about that when it comes to like streaming and content creators? Like, I bet Arnold and those guys who have such high GP, if they don't save all their GLs, that is going to be such a lame GAC stream. Like,
can you imagine he places all 5 or all 6 on defense? His opponent places all 6. 4 to like there's like 4,000 people watching. He's like, all right, guys, we're gonna do a crazy GAC. These guys, all right, Jawa juice, and then 6 battles, and then the GAC is over. He's like, all right, dude, let's go do our free to play GAC.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. That's so true, actually.
So like that's the disadvantage is his opponent's gonna be able to do the meme strat, place all GLs on defense, but he is obligated to entertain. He's got to save them all because he knows his opponent's gonna place all of them. He's going to use Ray on offense. He's going to use Ray on offense because he's going to have to.
Like a bunch of mirror matches, dude, that'd be just so disgusting. I hate
every
that
single battle is going to be imagine 6 GL mirror matches. Because they did give us more teams, but now there's more GLs. So 6 mirror matches. There's going to be like gas mirror matches because he's going to have nothing to beat gas because his gas isn't going to be on his Glock team. He's going to go like a slow Darth Revan versus fast Darth Revan mirror match. He's going to go Jedi Knight Revan versus G. It's going to be the same battles every
You're going to have like variations of GLs now more than ever if that's going to be what it's going to be about is just GLs. Now, if that's going to be the thing, imagine what's next like past GLs if we're going to keep going down this route.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh
all
my
right,
gosh.
Hear me out.
Mine's blown from this change in this road ahead, honestly.
Okay, so Gas lost a lot of offensive viability, gained a little bit of viability back with his 501st team. So Gas is coming off JMK, off Glock, going back to clones. I'm sure we can agree that that's a likely scenario.
Yeah.
C, you kind of go like maybe armor, maybe Watt for some techs, maybe some Beskar armor ingots. Yeah. C is an undersize.
Still useful.
SLKR is notorious big offense. That's an undersize. Lord Vader doesn't really have like the Sith don't really work with the Sith GLs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna be an undersize. You're gonna be doing like 6 solos. Like only Ray is really gonna have. I mean, JML and Ray are gonna have teammates. Everyone else is gonna be like a 2-man. It'll be great for banners. Terrible for everyone else. It's gonna get kind of stale. I mean,
it is.
It's gonna get stale. The squad arena, the fleet arena, it's all screwed for free-to-play players. It just sucks.
Yeah, it is. I think, okay, I know we're going on this point, but I want to go just very briefly back to the character raid boss changes.
Mm-hmm.
When they say boss, they mean the GLs, by the way.
Yeah, I thought that was such a slap in the face. They didn't say character.
So, like, okay, if you want to read this, go and do it yourself, guys. I'm not sure if you have it pulled up right now, but some of the most nasty changes here, which is just so sad. The biggest one is Fracture no longer works on GLs. That is just, man, Thrawn, my boy Thrawn. I don't even know. I mean, I'll probably still use him with, like, a Vader to kill some other non-GL teams, but, man, that was, like, my go-to guy. Like, he had so many uses. They just did him so dirty right there. And another big one here, Gideon too. I was gonna say Gas with his chosen one unique when he can increase cooldowns and he can lower their max health. No longer gonna be happening against GLs. That's the biggest thing as to why he won't work anymore against GLs. That's how he were to be able to kill GLs was lowering their max health and their cooldowns. So
yeah, I know you haven't seen it because it hasn't been uploaded. I my full 0 to like my first like 2 years of farming guide video is gonna be out. I have 10 phases. After the 10th phase, which 10th phase spoiler is going to be get your first Galactic Legend, the 11th phase is called the Trash phase, and it's Phoenix and Thrawn because Thrawn lost so much viability. I have a Gear 7 Thrawn. I use him sometimes. I can't remember the last time I used him. If he was Relict, I would use him, and I would counter. I would throw together some magical counter against Galactic Legends. Thrawn lost so much viability. Moff Gideon, like all of the characters who are good against GLs lost viability. It's so stupid.
It is.
Why couldn't they just buff a bunch of characters and be like, okay, everything's more powerful, but these characters are more powerful GLs. everything's useful. You can still counter GLs, but they're slightly harder. Maybe you have to use a GL. Maybe you can get lucky.
So I think, okay, they made this whole thing happen because of the future of the game. They wouldn't have
Yeah.
made this without the future. And there's like a talk about, yeah, it could be, for the future, but like, what if this is more of like a money-making scheme? Like, I don't
I
really buy into either one of those all the way right now. I get bits and pieces
Mhm.
because in a sense, if you think about it, like the money route, like, yeah, they want to like force people to get GLs to beat other GLs. Like, okay, yeah, but like also, I think it is to a certain extent going to be helpful for the long term, but it's so hard to believe that right now because this is like such a big drastic change. We got to like have this sit for a while and like just we got to play around with it for a while, let it sit because at the moment it's not sitting good with me and a lot of other people. Like this is something that can only get better with time, and if it doesn't, then we're going to lose a lot of players out there. I know for like, an example, I'm not sure if you guys know Blade Baca. He's a great friend of mine. He's been in a lot of guilds with me, and he's just is like not having fun with this. He loved this game because of the non-GL theory craft counters to GLs, and now that fun is taken away from him. And I'm sure for a lot of people out there, those are some of the most fun battles in this game, and now there's no longer going to be happening. So I just gotta like give him a little bit, a little bit of slack here, and pray for the best. But honestly, I don't know. That's why I'm not really bought into either one there. I just can't really believe it's going to be good long term at the moment, but like maybe it will be. Such big changes, man. Such big changes.
Yeah, I had dozens of people on the video I uploaded today commenting like, and I'm talking like, these are people, I'm talking like 5-6 million GP players, like years, OG, day ones, free to play. They're like, I already deleted my account. I already deleted BlueStacks. I'm not playing. I messaged them back. I was like, guys, give it a week, give it 2 weeks. Maybe they'll take some stuff back. Maybe there'll be some cool caveat they'll give us eventually. But a lot of people are gonna leave, and it's kind of stupid.
Why couldn't they make small changes here? And I don't know. I feel like it's just a little bit too early.
I feel like even a GL buff, if they just, instead of nerfing everyone, if they just buffed the GLs, like just said, okay, they have more defense, the defense thing they did for whatever reason.
Here's the thing right now, AP is barely just with Kenobi in the Commander Ahsoka. There are no non-GL counters. So if they wanted to, maybe, go back to the other GLs, maybe change a little bit, and then
I have a perfect idea.
You could still kill those teams, but like, man, it takes a lot of stuff to still kill that, but like make it a little bit more tougher than it was previously. But they didn't even want to go to those extents. They want to go big, freaking balls to the wall. This is like the end all be all. You got to use GLs to kill GLs now, and that is such a big slap to the face to like almost everybody out there. It is. I don't know, man. I'm still trying to take it all.
Hear me out. Tell me if this would be like, if this would have been in your eyes a better switch up of the meta. So let's say the GLs, they have their non-GL counters at the moment. Some require some weird teams being broken up. Yeah. What if they just add conquest characters that have to be unlocked at 7 stars that change the team from beatable to unbeatable in terms of non-GLs? That way, there's people who are going to wail. They're not going to have played long enough to get those characters. So while they're in GAC against their opponents, their GLs are still counterable. You can still throw in these teams.
I love that idea, but why couldn't they have made that idea when they first released GLs with Rey and Kylo? Because if they had done that, and like let's say we had those, like for example, like conquest type of a character for the Rey could have been like a Finn or whatever, then make that Finn make it so good for the Rey team, even more so than before the Finn. And same thing with this cat and how it's doing with Kenobi. That would be such a nice change because it allows people to not only get a GL, but then have to decide what guys from Conquest they want to get. I'm sure over time they're going to hit that point with getting everything done, and that way, over time, no non-GL counters to their own GLs. But that would be like 6 GLs, and that would be so much time and farming on your hands that there is going to still be those non-GL counters, but just over time, you're going to hit a wall there, I would love that so much, and I honestly wish that they had gotten to this point earlier with GLs and as to how the counters are to this team and, the conquest mode and all that sort of stuff, because if they were to do that, I would have loved this change even that much more. I'm not saying why I love it. I would have actually been able to handle the change at all because then it would have been more bearable. Right now, it's just lacking, man. They went full full send here with all of these changes, and I wish it was a bit different. I love that a lot, actually. I wish we had more of those for, the Kylo, the Rey, the Emperor, and even Luke. So
I
would
mean,
love
we
that.
could get higher level territory battles, like maybe a dark side. We talked about Scarif dark side territory battles. The Wat Tambor Kiadamundi of that is, I don't know, like something crazy that helps Sith Eternal Emperor, or it helps SLKR, or it helps whatever. And that's the character that turns C from, a character that can be beaten by Imp Troopers or whatever, to a character that can't be beaten by Imp Troopers, and therefore you have to take it a Galactic Legend.
To how it's been in the past years. Darth Revan comes out, and then Malak comes out, and it just stops so much counters. Yeah, you can still beat it, but it's almost unbearable with that point in the game, because at that point in the game you had to like either mirror matched or use something very top tier, like your own JKR and stuff like that. So like they could have easily gone and done that, but they decided to just kind of just like say, screw that idea, boom. Maybe they didn't even have that idea to begin with, and they want to go straight for this because they want to start as a very fresh foundation for going forward. But I have a hard
call me a
feeling that
conspiracy theorist. We were coming off of, I call it the SWGOH apocalypse. You remember it fondly. The time when SWGOH sucked for like a straight 12 months. I think Galactic Legends were a panic move on their point. I think they didn't know what they were doing. I think the power creep was insane. It was then counterable, and then I think they realized that the people who pay them lots of money were like, you know what? This isn't a great place, but let's make it even more powerful. I think they messed up. I think with the community's massive brain power, all combined, all 7 of our brain cells in the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community, we figured out counters. We were the ones, well, not me, but like you and Arnold and like all the top tier guys, you guys figured out a way to turn unbeatable characters into just another part of the game. And now they're taking all of that hard work that you guys spent literally like a year and a half,
2 years or so,
2 years or something like that. Before I was able to grow facial hair, you guys have been theory crafting on these GLs. And all of that hard work is just gone. It's all erased. Everything that you've stored up here in your brain for your GACs were like, oh yeah, I can use this, this, and this against this, and this. It's all gone. It's all gone.
It's kind of funny too, because that is a content creator standpoint. When you have a video like that going forward, it's gonna be like, mirror matching, like how to mirror match GL Vader,
It's
like
just
Lord
gonna
Vader.
be.
It's not
like
gonna be fun, dude. It's not gonna be a good video.
It's good.
So, I'm not a fan right now. Hopefully it gets better though with time. That's all I gotta say about this, man.
Yeah, it's rough. This is like twice as long as my normal video. I'm sure we're gonna get 10 billion likes and comments, and who cares? I'm not gonna bother doing an outro. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Ian, thanks for being on the video. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you later.